Hi, 3 and 4-year-old leaders. We are preparing for February 17th. We're beginning a series called Goal. And in this series, we want kids to see and to know who God is. And their big picture question is going to be what is God like? God is holy, good, and loving. And how important for all of us to remember all three of those. A lot of times we focus on the good and loving part, and that is good to know. But also we should make sure that we know that God is holy and that only He can be holy. All right, so as we continue talking about Moses, this week we're talking about the manna and the quail and the water and how God provided for the Israelites in the desert. If you remember last week, we talked about how the Israelites were grumbling because Moses led them out into the desert and they were sure that he was just leaving them there so they would die. And then God parted the waters so they could walk across on dry land as a reminder of God's holiness and His goodness. And so again, our Israelites are complaining because they have nothing to eat. And so God provides manna in the morning and quail in the evening. And he shows Moses how to hit his staff on a rock, and it turns and it starts gushing out water. So your activity today, your small group activity, you have a stone in your bag. And I know it's a big one. We did that on purpose so that it won't end up in somebody's mouth or hidden in a pocket or something, so that you know where it is. And what you're going to do is try to get your kids around in a circle. And then after you form your circle, then you're going to tell them to close their eyes and put their hands behind their back, kind of like a duck tail. If you say duck tail, many of them are going to know if they're in school, because they make duck tails or bunny tails as they are walking out of their classrooms. So they know how to do that. So ask them to make a duck tail behind their back, and you're going to place the stone in somebody's hand, and the group is going to try to guess who has the stone, and you're going to take turns doing that. You can do that until everybody has a chance if you want to, or whatever you think is best for your group. I forgot about your social activity. Your social activity is follow Moses. It's like a follow the leader kind of game. And so Moses will be like Simon, except for everybody's supposed to do what they do. Instead of Simon says, then they just follow and mimic whatever Moses is doing, remembering that Moses is the leader and helping kids see that. So that'll be your social activity for the entire series. Then your memory verse is from Matthew. It's Matthew 22, verses 37 through 39. It says, Jesus replied, "Love the Lord your God with all your heart, and with all your soul," point to your body, "and with all your mind. This is the first and the greatest commandment," like you're opening a book. "And the second is like it, love your neighbor as yourself." If you feel like your kids can hug each other, then let them hug each other for that part. Or if you want to make up your own motions, feel free to make up your own motions. It just helps the kids learn the words better, to have an action with the words. And then you can pray and dismiss your kiddos. I am so thankful for you guys. I'm so thankful for some of our new leaders who have stepped in, and the way you're helping make them feel at home and a part of the team. Just so you guys are aware, we think that you're doing an amazing job building relationships with kids. Your number one goal when you're with kids is to help build a relationship, because once you have that relationship with each individual kid, then you have more of an opportunity to share Jesus with them. And the more they get to know you, the more curious they are about wanting to know what it is that we're talking about and why we're talking about these things. So thank you for leading, thank you for loving, and thank you for building relationships that build disciples.